Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. Uh-oh. Give me a second here. Let Oh, sorry. There we go. That's a little bit better. How's everybody doing today? Sunday afternoon. We have snow on everything. It's cold outside.
It's amazing.
You gonna say hi?
Hello, everyone.
So how's everybody doing today? I think I did. Yeah, I did. I already put the link out there. I had 0 topics today. Not gonna lie, making a pot of coffee, so I'm just waiting for it to brew. She's peeking at you. Welcome, welcome, everybody. Welcome. Yes, I have 0 things planned for today to talk about, so don't mess with that. Apparently, 2 o'clock is a prime time for a show to start, so a 10-year-old can come out and say, "Hey, Mom. Hey, Mom."
Hi.
Give us a moment here. Okay, so you're good? So you're good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Honey bunny.
So, anybody else getting snow yet? Um, we knew it was coming. I thought it wasn't going to be until this evening, though. So it really kind of stole the afternoon from us a little bit. Just so anybody want to come up?
Me?
You? What do you want to talk about today? I was telling everybody about your. Maybe you can give them a quick overview of how your theory of how Earth came to be, what it is. There you go.
So my theory of how Earth was created is there was a magnetic universe with stars, and a magnetic force pulled all of it together. And
Is that why the core of the Earth is not lava? What is it?
magnet.
Is that what it is?
That's what I think it is.
Okay. All right. That's changed a bit. You used to think it was a big, like, magnetic rock. That's what you told me last time I asked you that question.
Could be.
It could be. You're right. We'll never know, will we?
A magnetic rock.
Hey, you know what? That's really good because magnetism creates
Magma.
energy. Energy creates heat. Seriously. Like, I can make an Indian burn on your arm right now. Come here.
No.
My brothers used to get me with that one.
You want to go play in the snow?
Yeah, he'll be back in a minute.
It's
Mom
snowing
bothered
out
him. Yeah, rub it in, Bonnie. Rub it in. I know, Anna, right? I do love when the snow falls and it's just that beautiful white. But we don't have beautiful white yet. We have a lot of white, but it's muddy white still. So uh, it's real wet, small, tiny little snowflakes. Hey, Liz. Good to see you, hon. Yeah, she's got her own view on how the Earth came to be the Earth, and I can't tell her different because I don't know. I know what the books say, but books can be wrong. So, so how is everyone? I know Bonnie's good. 74 degrees. That sounds like ideal temperature. Jeff went to go get firewood. Looks like it slowed down a little bit out there. We were going to try and get pictures for you, but not yet. Wait a little bit longer. Thank you, Anna. Did you wake up refreshed, Robert? I hope so. I hope so. I actually didn't even have any dreams that I remember. For the first night in I don't know how many nights. But I feel good, so. Yeah. Like I said, guys, I came on today just so we had basically a place to hang out. I really had no topic to discuss today. So, you guys are welcome. Come up if you want. You want to talk about how. Here's a question for you. If you were to go out and sing right before it started snowing, would it change the snowflakes? Because you know how frequency and sound change water? I imagine it would be that if you could, if that frequency could reach that layer right before the water, uh, right as the water condenses, you know, before it hits snowflake mode, right? That little moment. I wonder what you could create. Well, that would be brilliant. Well, good morning. Right on, Liz. Did you make yourself some of the homemade citrus remedy? It will help um, correct your alkalinity in your body. Um, and we all know that viruses and bacteria cannot live in an oxygen rich environment. It is also true that they cannot live in an alkaline uh, pH. So, and the human body is supposed to be more alkaline than acidic. So, um, wouldn't that be cool? Wouldn't that be cool though? You think about that. Because every snowflake is unique anyway, right? And we know how they're formed, right, with the weather and blah blah blah. But why is every snowflake unique? How does that get accomplished without some higher intervention, right? It's brilliant. Right on. Hey, Barb. Yeah, I think that would be certainly an amazing experiment if we could somehow manage to make an experiment like that. I'll have to look into that. There's a lot of science experiments you can do right at home. Um, you don't need a lab or special beakers or Bunsen burners or any of that jazz. For a lot of stuff, you can experiment with stuff like that at home. You just have to have something that creates that visual for you. So there are ways to do it. Um, but yeah, that would be interesting. I'd like to get her into the science of somatics. I'd like to figure out how to just set something up to do it at home, where, because there's got to be a way. I mean, you think about all the ancient buildings, right, that had energy literally flowing through them and charging water and making it healing and all these other different things, right? And you think about all that was done with shape and sound for them to be able to harness that energy. So there's got to be a way to do it without some uh, motored up thing, right? There's got to be a way to create that without having all that scientific equipment. I'm gonna have to figure that out. I'm gonna have to figure that out.
Get it.
How'd the coffee smell on your way in? Well, guys, this is going to be a really short show today if nobody wants to come up and chat, because I'm about out of things to chat about.
Nice.
What have you guys been studying lately? What have you guys been looking into? Or are you just kind of floating along?
Well, vegetarian.
Yeah. Well,
Real stuff. What will we start studying this? I don't know.
yeah.
An idea. We'll have to.
I mean, that's a really deep discussion for Tartaria.
Can't blame us for wanting to know history.
But Robert's up here, so maybe if he wants to talk Tartaria, we could. How you doing, brother?
Robert.
Pretty,
Oh.
I'm new.
You look lightened, like you're not being Atlas right now, and I love that. I love that.
I think I processed the best. And thank you all that were there to listen to me and accept the way I feel.
Heck yeah. You know, that's what we do, right? We're here for each other.
I think my new trail is opening a new spiritual world,
Good.
denying all this other crap.
I feel like that's the way we should be going right now. Anyway, I feel like that spiritual call is probably predominant for a reason, right?
Yep. The path is yours if you can see it.
Yes.
instead of following someone else.
Mm-hmm. See? How many times I say that?
Yeah. I think it's when you fall into that program,
Yeah.
realize where you are, and you got to pick yourself back up again and start walking again. Instead of standing on one foot, realize where you are, and you got to pick yourself back up again and start walking again.
Hi, Barney.
Barney.
Instead of standing on one foot, realize where you are, and you got to pick yourself back up again and start walking again.
She'll get it in a second.
Instead of standing on one foot, realize where you are, and you got to pick yourself back up again and start walking again.
Yeah, you got an echo, hun.
Sorry, I thought I got it, but I didn't.
It's okay. I said she'll get it in a second.
Sorry about that. How are y'all doing?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Good. Hello, everybody. Anna.
I just had to
Mary Sue.
show it.
Oh yeah, the nice weather.
Yes.
I have a beautiful picture of one of our first winters out here where I mean it looked like a magical wonderland. Just I'm going to try to find that picture, and I think I'm going to switch the background picture to that because 'tis the season, right?
Right.
So you're snow stuck?
Oh yeah,
Well,
it's real thin still,
for a few hours.
but yeah, it's there now.
Our ground is still warm, so it'll take about a week or so of really cold weather to get the ground to get
Frozen up.
frozen, and then it'll really stick.
And that'll be great because then it'll stop being sucking mud at your shoes.
This is the time of year that we don't like. This in the spring.
This is rain boot weather.
It's about a month's worth of watery mud. And
That's great.
she loves it. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
She gets to wear her snowsuit and her rain boots.
You're a mud Sasquatch.
Oh yeah,
Every kid-
and I've been listening to that guy. I started this morning.
Which one?
I can't remember how to hunt.
Oh yeah.
Telling that stories.
Yeah. That guy's pretty cool. I like his I like the way he does his thing, you know? It's different. Bonnie's sitting down there in a sweater. Look at her.
Well,
Living the life. We might be the
Don't even need
Ohioans instead of flying to Florida for the winter, we'll fly to
Sandals.
Texas for the winter.
Yeah, we'll be the awkward ones. We'll go west instead of south.
Hi, Mary.
I was watching something on Chaco Canyon today, and it was really, really interesting. It explains why there are so many military installments in a 4-state area of supposedly desert nothingness. It was very, very interesting. It had to do with like it tied it in with like a lot of the indigenous people's beginning stories of coming up out of the earth from these underground cities.
Do it. What did you? You must have listened to the same stuff I did last night.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Very possibly. I don't know what drew me to it. I was like Chaco Canyon. I want to see that.
The belly button of the earth.
Yes, the navel of the earth. Yes,
And
it's
then-
one of the navels.
What do they call it? Cradle of civilization and all that. Is that the one?
Maybe. Did it make the correlation between the D-shaped structure that isn't found anywhere else except on Mars?
The T. You
Did it
said?
make the correlation? It was about the
D. You say D or T?
D. D as in dog.
Oh, no. Must be different.
That's funny.
It was out. We'll send you the link later then or something because it was really good. It was real short. It was like a half hour, but I'd like to see a documentary on something like that because it compared these ancient
Yeah, there's a lot behind
historical structures in Chaco Canyon that they've been uncovering. And I think it said 28 miles long and 12 miles wide or
Wide.
something like that.
Yeah. What's
And
that
there's
sound
several
like?
structures in it. And it literally looks like a capital D for dog. And they can't, it's big enough that it could have housed thousands of people, tens of thousands of people. That's how big this
How
structure
big it
is.
was, yeah.
The only thing is, there is zero evidence that any people actually lived there. Like, you know, things like you would find in households or whatever, like
Yeah, pottery
pottery
and all that stuff.
or
Nothing-
even bones,
there's nothing
because
there.
you're going to find some of that stuff, right? So they think it was like a ceremonial place. Well, the thing is that there was the satellite images from Mars picked up a very similar structure, uncovered, of course, but on the surface of Mars. And there's been a lot of conjecture that that planet was inhabited, and it did
And I heard
endure some massive
something, yeah, something
changes.
happened.
You know, massive cataclysm
Now,
that
from what I
destroyed.
heard, this is so similar that the measurements from the way they calculated everything is pretty much identical, and it's never been found anywhere else.
Hey, did you guys listen? Was that a Paul video?
No, it was
Or a,
hold
I
on,
watched
hold
it
on.
almost 15 years ago.
You know what?
And it was a gentleman that did history.
If you
I
guys
can't-
give me a second, I will post it in the
that French guy,
chat.
you know who I'm talking about, right? Remember the
And that's
crazy-
underground.
the French guy.
Copy link.
God, it sounds like the same video.
I'm gonna
I
show.
did.
I got the link right here. Hold on.
It's
There's
not.
Pappy. Hi, Pappy. It is called "Why Did NASA Take Over This Part of the Canyon? Portals and Subterranean Realms."
Yeah, send me that one because I got
It's
same
it's. I
information.
put it in chat just now, and I'll go ahead. It's
I'll
Zohar
send it to you.
Stargate or something. I'll put it in private chat for you. Can you grab it out of private chat?
I don't know.
Okay, well, I'll do that, and it's also in the live chat.
Right.
But I'll Jeff can send it to you. He can text it to you.
Thank you for the show last night, Bonnie.
You're welcome. It was kind of, I was pooped. Sorry, it was a little boring.
No, it was.
Oh, I hope your mom's doing okay. We'll send her some love and thoughts too, some healing thoughts. Okay, Liz?
Wow.
You and her.
Poor Liz. Be praying for you, hon.
Are
She's
you
awesome.
over the hill?
I got to
Are you-
give her a hug.
Are you going downhill, Liz, or you still peaking?
I think she said earlier she's on the recovery end of it.
That's good.
Pugs.
Yeah, that show was very special.
We,
Bonnie. Don't take
thanks for just letting us cut loose.
Yeah.
Give us a space for it.
don't take the wrong look at it. It was a good show. It was epic.
No,
I was very touched, as you could tell.
yeah.
Yes, you were.
That's why at the one night before I was going to delete, and I was like, I just can't because there's good things in it. So I tried to trim it,
Thing. Yeah.
but
Yeah, when you get
especially the
a
first
certain-
part when I couldn't get anything to work.
Oh yeah.
But I just
No.
leaving it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if it gets over a certain amount of time, then they give you a hard time at trimming certain parts. So
I don't know how to do that anyways.
yeah,
I'm still learning it all.
You're doing a great job.
Thank you.
Good host.
Yeah,
I
you
don't know
don't, you don't disappear on your guests like I do.
Hi, Patsy.
Do it.
I said you don't disappear on your guests like I do, like I did yesterday.
Sometimes last night she was up till I think Laura said 12:30. She just wouldn't go to sleep.
Oh, cool Lord. Need to get burning off some of that energy during the day.
Thought we did, but I guess not. She burnt mine off.
And how old is she? She's like 3 or 4, right?
3.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's that was right around
Still
the
finding
time that
herself.
Raina decided she wasn't going to take naps anymore, but it worked out because then she actually went to bed at a decent hour because she wasn't taking naps anymore. And
Yeah.
it allowed her that extra time in the day to, instead of recharging her little battery, she was using it up throughout, and then she'd go to bed at like 7:30. It was wonderful. I remember those days. Those were the days.
Well, she
Mom,
takes
no,
me
can I
out.
have a little bit longer, Mom? Can I stay up a little bit later, Mom?
Well, she's used to going to bed. She's usually asleep by 8. And I don't know what was up last night. She was just wound up. She had got some new Barbies and was all
Yeah,
excited like that.
Good toy excitement, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and.
Sure.
Well, thanks, guys, for coming up and rescuing me. I really didn't have anything to talk about.
Well, it's Sunday. It's talk about anything day.
I
Well, with a,
Yeah.
you know, reason.
I
Well,
didn't
I
We're
let
just
yesterday be
talking
talk
then.
about anything day, and I just kind of like, I was like, oh, Bonnie and Chuck are up here. It'll be fine.
Dorinda.
Yeah.
Love you, girl.
Totally not
Dorinda,
what
you
we
can have your
wanted.
snow back.
Hi, Dorinda. Dorinda's in the house.
Hi, Dorinda.
Although we did like to watch it fall.
Everybody in.
Yeah, they don't do anything here in Ohio. When we get big snowfalls, they do nothing to the roads until the storm has completely passed over, because the amount of salt and like wood ash that they have to dump on all these roads, they won't even try to get them cleaned off until the storm passes over.
Yeah, they start out with a saline. They'll spray the roads if they know it's coming, and then they let that do the little bit of work because I guess it's real thick. And then, like she said, about when it starts getting done with the storm, you start seeing the snow plows out on the state roads. And then if it's really heavy, you'll see the snow plows out on the state roads sitting there waiting.
Waiting on the world to change.
Ours are just doing construction.
Yeah. Although it was beautiful watching it fall, though. That is for sure. One
I
thing I
wonder,
do like.
I wonder if Dorinda went and watched the rest of the show last night.
Y'all need to do videos of it for us that aren't used to seeing it.
Yeah.
Usually, even when we do get the weird snow, it's like slush.
Yeah.
It just
Well,
it's not as pretty
too
as
warm.
yours.
Well, and that's because your
Well,
ground temperature is always going to be warmer than ours.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know?
It's pretty fallen, but then it looks like yuck when it's sitting there, like you said, slushy and muddy and.
Our snowmen are kind of a gray color with sticks and
Oh, that's great. So, what's everybody's plans this year for Thanksgiving? because while I don't agree with the narrative they tell us, it is really important to give thanks and be in that attitude of gratitude. We should do it more than once a year, but sadly that doesn't always happen. So
I
what's
think we do it- I
everybody's
think we do it more often than what we think. Because whenever we're all together, what do we
Hi,
do?
Dorinda.
Linda.
Yeah, well,
You know, we hold
kinda
each other up. We talk
what's
about
everybody's
thankful for this.
yeah. It said
That's right, Liz.
Dorinda, you're
Or Dorinda.
echoing.
You're in the window.
Somebody's echoing.
Yeah, give her a second. She'll get it.
I did the same.
Dorinda. It's all
Echo.
good.
Oh shit!
I love you, girl.
Sorry. I'm like, what the hell are they talking about? Dorinda, what? Dumb
I
today.
love it when you come up.
I'm such a joke. Yay!
Oh, you're a light bulb girl. Are you kidding me?
And no, I haven't watched the show from last night yet, but I will. I just got on YouTube and found you, and I'm like, oh yes, he's on today. It's 2:00. 2:00ish. Find Heather.
We love you, girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm not supposed to. My kid and my husband are like still monitoring my internet, right? Or my podcast, right? But I said,
How many?
my daughter
She could
says,
go
like,
down
you're
on
not supposed to be
podcast.
on it this time. I looked there and I said, tough.
Who's
I
the
said,
mom?
Come
this
on
is a
in.
lady
Sit on
that I
down in
love
the
to
living
watch,
room.
and I'm going to be there. And she was in here just as I clicked onto you, and she goes, can you put your headphones on?
Nope.
Oh
So
my.
she was leaving. I pulled the headphones out, got ready to get up here. She bought me a set of earphones that have a mic on it, but it doesn't work on the computer, so we have to figure out how come. Oh well, tough shit. And hubby got back yesterday from deer hunting, so. And I spent the whole evening.
Get
on the
everything that
computer.
he wanted to get this year.
Pardon?
Did he get everything that he wanted to get this year?
Yes, he did.
Good.
Just too
They
soon
brought
for you,
all the
right?
meat home at the same time.
Cool.
Yeah.
So you had to
Okay.
work.
I didn't work. Fuck that shit. They did it at camp. I don't care.
Well,
Jimmy
that's
Crackle.
cool.
They had it hanging in the garage for a couple of days, I guess, and then they cut it all up and boom, there you go. Go home now.
Right
That's
on.
good. I always have to do the processing along with them.
I just cook it when I feel like it.
Yeah.
I stuck some we had hamburger helper last night, and I stuck my daughter freaked out, right? Because I had 2 pounds of hamburger instead of 1 pound of hamburger like it says on the box. I said, doesn't matter, you just cook it and throw it together. You don't do fuck all. Oh, gotta add cheese, gotta add noodles. Oh, okay. You don't cook like me, and that's okay. She follows directions to a T.
How old is she?
She's, I don't know, 30 something.
Oh.
I don't know. She don't cook like me or Eric because we just throw shit in. We don't measure fuck all. When we try to write a recipe, it's like, here's the ingredients. There you go. Just do it to taste.
Make something out of
I
it.
smell here.
That's funny because I made homemade hamburger helper for my granddaughter. It was like the cheeseburger one.
Yeah. I don't know. This one was cheese something that had noodles and whatever. I don't care. I didn't eat it anyway.
Yeah, that's
I
the way
wasn't
it
in the
was.
mood to eat it yesterday, so fuck it. I was eating too many cheesy pretzels. I ate a bag and a half yesterday.
Well, Laura was eating it for lunch, and she said, "What did you put in here?" And I said, "Is it really bad?" And she said, "No, it's really good. What'd you use?" said, I just grabbed all the spices and
Yeah. Yeah, she follows the directions to a T, and I throw shit in there. I don't give a crap.
Yeah, that's about how we do some things too. Throw it all together. Add a
Half
little
the
this, a
time
little
I'm
that.
making a recipe, I have no idea what it says. That's like when I was first learning how to make my barbecued ribs. You got to make them in the oven, right? Okay, fine. I didn't know what a dash was. Okay? So this is my dash, okay, with the Tabasco sauce. DASH. There, that's a dash. And guess what? I still do that.
That's fantastic.
If it asks for 2 dashes, I do it twice. It doesn't matter.
Oh,
That's good.
Nobody ever explained to me what a dash was. That's the way I cooked. I don't care.
I want to come cook with you. That sounds fun.
doesn't it? I would happily
It's like,
share a kitchen with y'all.
What the hell's a tablespoon? No, that's in the cupboard. I'm not getting it.
Yeah.
Well, they used to measure all that stuff out
By palm
by palm,
and pinches.
Yeah.
palms and pinches. Yep.
Peach.
Dash.
Yeah.
And a dash, yeah.
A dash of this, a dash of that.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
No,
still,
I'm going to use that, I think.
I still do the palm for some things because that's how I remember my grandmother doing it. I don't know how
Yeah.
much it is. I just know about what it looked like. And
Yep.
Yep.
done for-
That's like when I used to make the barbecue sauce. It had ketchup, water, Tabasco, and chili powder in it. That's all it has. Okay. But when I was making it, I would add chili powder until the boiling part, you know, when it bubbles and you get that bubbly stuff, until it was blood red. And it was always good. Well, guess what? They've changed the to chili powder. Now it doesn't get blood red. So the last 3 times I made it, because I was trying to get that blood red and I couldn't, I added a little bit too much chili powder.
Well, try adding a wee bit of smoked paprika. It'll make it that red that you like, and it'll give it a
Okay.
little smoke.
Yeah. And
Little-
a good flavor.
It's a good flavor too. I mean, it is going to add a little bit of flavor difference, but it's going to be
It's smoked paprika.
a smoked flavor. Yeah,
Yeah. But,
and
yeah.
it complements chipotle pepper and chili pepper really well.
Yeah, yeah. Yep.
I make my barbecue sauce completely different than that.
Well,
Never
this was a recipe that my mom used when I was a kid. So I found her recipe, so that's how I make it. Except she followed the recipe and I sort of do my own thing. Like you're supposed to salt the pork, add cut up lemon to it, add cut up onion, and bake it at 400 for
So
45 minutes
She
or
does.
whatever.
old.
Till it's
Dorinda
all
said,
cooked
"Hell
and
no,
you
that's
mix it
too
up.
many steps."
Eh? And then you make your sauce and you pour your sauce in, and you're supposed to baste it every 20 minutes, but no, fuck, who knows? I pour my sauce in, and I do it maybe 3 times, and then I forget about it. And about 4.5 hours later, it's ready for me.
Some of the best stuff. That's kind of how I do my apple butter. I get the apples cooking and I add the vinegar and the water, and then I let them cook down. And then as soon as I remember, a couple hours later, I go over and I add all my spices and molasses and sugar in. And then I stir it every couple hours. I do. And I just can't right up. And it'll
I'll be
feel
like that.
hot.
What were you going to say, Bonnie? Oh, maybe she said, I'll be back in a minute. I don't know.
Did you get the
So what were
picture
you
I
guys
colored for
talking
you,
about?
Robert? I don't know. We were talking about Bonnie's show last night. How good of a show it was. We had
Oh,
so
it
much
was an
fun.
awesome
And
show.
it was a great time. And
We always have fun at Bonnie's.
Robert took wing last night.
Pardon?
Robert, I love you. Show your face. I want everybody to see your glow today. You look so lightened.
Awesome.
I want to thank Pappy for being there.
What
Really
card
cool.
did you pull last night?
Swan.
A what?
Swan.
I will have to go back and listen to that.
Yeah, it affected me pretty heavy. Real heavy. Real
But it
heavy.
usually does.
Because it went to me instead of the. Well, there was a message for everybody, but it seemed like it was directed to me.
It may happen. You want to pull a card for today's group, or you want to wait till Bonnie's tonight?
Yeah, wait till the Bonnie's.
Okay. Because we'll all be there with bells on, right? I
Oh,
broke
yeah.
out the jingle bells.
What the hell are we gonna do when Gigi comes back?
She said she
I
was
don't
going to during the day.
Pardon?
Gigi said she was going to try doing days.
Try doing a day one? Oh.
Yeah, she was. Time will tell, right?
We're going to hang out at Bonnie's until Bonnie decides not to hang out with us.
Yep. Well, she said something about only doing it because Gigi wasn't on. But I think it's kind of taken off all on its own.
Yeah.
Bonnie's Bonfire.
Bonnie's.
I like it. Bonnie's Bonfire.
Oh yeah, Bonnie's bonfires. bring your crying out.
It's got a good ring to it. No, I love gathering with you guys over there at night. I do. It is. It's like we're sitting around a campfire. You know,
Yep.
There's something that is truly amazingly connective about a fire, sitting around a fire, isn't it?
Yep.
Everybody in chat's wondering what the hell we're talking about.
Well, they need to come visit and find out.
Yeah.
Come join the gang.
Thank you, Jeff, for your message too.
My mom never taught me how to cook pepper before. My husband did. And he cooked like his mom.
Not a problem. Not a problem, Robert.
So to answer
Leave
your
the house.
No,
Go
What's
ahead.
that?
I said so to answer your question. Hold on. Okay. He's not as loud as he usually is. You were asking about Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
I don't know what you were talking about, but here we the family gets together, and this year the girls are doing it. They're planning it. They're cooking it. They're not letting me touch nothing, and I'm okay with that.
Right on.
That's awesome.
That's an honor.
That is, yeah, that's an honor.
I think I might have to make the peach cobbler. I don't think they've got that down yet, but it's all right.
Well, there's some things that take years.
When is your Thanksgiving?
I think it's going to be on Thanksgiving Day, the 20. When is it this year?
27th, right?
Well,
Is that-
Wow,
Changes
that's
28.
late, isn't it?
it's usually in the latter 20s of November.
This
Oh,
is the
wow.
last Thursday of the month.
27th is Saturday and the 28th is Sunday.
Well, it's Thursday.
And it's supposed to
before
be
that,
the
so probably
Thursday to the
25th then.
25th.
Trying what to do with it.
So I'm thinking, yeah, Heather and it's probably the 25th.
So why would they make it a Thursday?
It's There's some things we just don't even understand here in America.
I mean, the whole story is a farce anyway, but the meaning behind it is a worthy meaning to be able to give thanks and be grateful for the things you have, you know? So, got to separate what they tell you from what you're doing.
Yeah.
Hello, Lisa.
And that's why we try to get the family together, because a lot of them we don't see very often because they've moved away, and that's just always been tradition in our family to
Yeah.
I
kind of
wonder,
family reunion.
yeah, I wonder what, if there is an actual, like indigenous holiday or like the Amish holidays run on a different calendar too than
Completely
our
different calendar.
calendars.
You ask an
Um,
Amish person that's open, and they'll tell you that their Christmas is not our Christmas. It's January.
Yeah, January something.
Yeah,
So, I
they
mean,
call it Old Christmas.
I wonder what holiday they stole and tried to turn into Thanksgiving. Because really, if you look back at all the different holidays, that's exactly what they're all stolen from other cultures and other beliefs. They really are. They're observances in a lot of cases. So, the end of November, I don't know what holiday that would be. I've actually never researched that. Maybe I should. Yeah, it's snowing down here, love bugs. It sure is, hon.
Absolutely.
It's we're muddy right now. It's not the pristine white stuff, but I'm sure the next one will be. This
Ours
is
is
just
just about
holding
gone.
it up. Well, I know that's where you sent it down here. We've received the package. Package has been received. Canada over.
It came from Minnesota.
No, I watched the weatherman and it came straight down out of Canada.
That's
Must
her
have been the other one
story.
that came from Minnesota. That was the same damn storm.
We're Ohio, so you got it from Minnesota, and then we got it from you, so it comes from Canada.
As long as y'all all keep it up there, I'm
Yep.
happy.
Now, Pappy's gonna get
Pappy's
You
going to be
and
getting
Chuck
it
and
after
everybody else
us.
will be all happy.
We send it Pappy's way.
And Robert's up north too, so he has to deal with it like we do.
Hi, Katie. Whereabouts in Canada are you from, Katie?
Who?
Katie Uncorked.
Oh,
Somebody new.
oh yeah, hi, Katie.
Hi.
Well, if
Robert.
you're from Canada, don't be easily offended because we always pick on Canada for giving us bad weather.
Yeah.
Oh, we love our Canadian family. We do. Eh?
Hey,
Yeah.
Sheffield, BC. Awesome. How are
V-Dog is too. I think V-Dog's Canadian as well. And he
Sorry
keeps
about
hanging
that.
out with us, so.
is everything kind of, where you still have to have a vax passport and can't go anywhere if you don't have the vaccine? Is that all in your area? Oh, sorry. The vacation. My brain's not working today. I'm sorry.
That's the
Code-
thing.
code.
Some states don't.
We're allowed to travel.
Yeah, we're allowed to travel. I think it's certain things are pushed propaganda-wise.
Yep.
You guys know that they love that fear factor shit. They just keep trying to come up with new ways to make you be afraid. Don't
Yeah.
fall for it. It's all hype.
Yep.
I refuse to be afraid.
And that's what that show last night was a good one to. You haven't seen it? Yep. It's exactly that.
My husband this morning was looking at the local weather or the local news, and he's yapping about the Algoma Health Unit's all pissed off because we got 18 more cases and da 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 da. And I looked at him and I said, they're all vacationed. I looked at him. I said, they're all the jab. And he goes, oh, how do you know that? I said, because I know that. And he goes, blah 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 blah. I says, quit living in fear. I
Yep.
refuse to live in fear. And he's looking at me like I am from Mars.
You know, it's really funny that we're talking about this because you remember when we started the show and I was talking about that kid from Slovakia who does the paintings. Attract Passion is the name of his channel, and this kid is something special. I tell you what. But I was watching one of his today, and he actually said, you know, he's like, we'll call them ascension symptoms. But you know how we were talking about the ringing in the ears last night and all the different things with the eyes and things that we're all experiencing and going through as our energy is changing.
Jolting of our muscles.
Right? Well, part of that is having no fear of your future.
Yeah.
And I thought, wow, that's really, really interesting, you know, because I think all of us have some extent of where we're just coming into this point where there's just no more fear. You brush away this, perfect word, Shep. You brush away this superficial crap that they're throwing at you and they're trying to cram down your throat. And you just choose to turn your back on it and walk away, you know, and you have no fear because you know the future that's coming is going to be brighter and more beautiful than anything we've previously imagined as a species.
Yep.
And we're having so much fun along the way, are we not?
I'm having a blast.
Meeting some wonderful people.
People.
Learning new things every day. It's just a wonderful time.
Yep. Yeah. And it's learning to slow down a little bit. It's learning to slow down a little bit and not be so hustle bustle. Gotta go. Gotta get this done. You know, it's relaxing just a little bit more than what we're used to.
Yeah.
It's realizing, you know, easy life is right here in front of us. Don't forget about me.
Take it easy.
Hey, we got B-Dog in the house.
B-Dog.
Hey, B-Dog.
You heard us talking about him. All good, all good, all good. We were wondering if you were from Canada or not.
I believe he said he is from
I think he is.
British Columbia.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, if he keeps hanging out with us, we must not make too bad of Canadian jokes. Eh? We love y'all. We really do. I was always fascinated by the stories of the natives that went north with some of the French after the wars and settled up in Canada. And I was like, I wonder what their history teaches, right?
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what they teach in their schools about the history of their country and how all that came to be. Because, I mean, imagine if we were to be able to compare all these different countries' histories that are taught to their citizens, not the stuff that they have available for us stupid Americans, right? But the stuff that they actually teach their citizens. How many truths could we uncover from all the different lies?
Yeah.
If you just start searching, and that's all over the globe.
Yeah, Pappy, I love you. I ain't taking no snow this year. Put up no trespassing signs. Tiswassen? Am I saying that right?
I have no idea how to say that.
Tiswassen, that's right next to
Tiswassen,
Tuscarawas, which is
I
where
have
we
no
came
idea where
from,
that
which
is.
even
Near
other people
Vancouver.
don't know how to say.
This is true.
Shepson. Oh,
Yeah, she's up
cool.
here, man.
I didn't realize she was up that far. That's cool.
Yes, Shepson, wasn't
Do
it?
you like, if I lived up there by the border in any state, I would be like hopping across the state line just to be like, I have a foot in each country. Because there's something to be said about that, right? Being able to have a foot across a border, a boundary. Hey. Hi.
Hi, Katie.
Hi, do I have an echo?
A boundary.
No.
You're good to go.
I'm good.
Just mute your YouTube.
Hi.
Hi, Katie.
Hi, how is everybody?
That was
Good.
Good to go.
I'm from Ontario.
Yes, well, how is everybody? Oh, wait, I've got an echo. I've got an echo here. Hang on.
Okay.
I'm from Ontario.
Yeah, we're
Yes. Oh, wait, I've got an echo. I've got an echo. Okay, is that better?
There you go.
Oh, yes.
Much better.
Welcome, welcome.
Still.
Welcome to the neighborhood.
Thank you very much. Good to be here.
Well, I think you still have a little bit of a.
Yep,
Maybe
still
it's
got
us.
echo.
Yeah, I've got an echo.
You got your YouTube running in the background?
Do you have another? Yeah. Do you have a YouTube channel still running?
Well, I'm on my laptop. Hold on.
If you
One
just
second.
mute, if you just mute YouTube.
Okay.
Let's see, does this
You have
work
some
now?
fantastic hair, by the way.
Oh, thank you so much. So did the echo go away?
You have some fantastic hair.
I think so.
Oh, thank you so much.
No, it's still there.
Yeah, it's still there. You know what? I'm going to bounce off and try to come back on.
Okay.
Okay. Hi, Dur. And you know
Okay.
what, Dur? I've been watching you for a while now, actually.
Wow.
Just saying. So I've been watching like 101 and all that stuff for almost a year now. So I've been silently in the background, kind of like
Yeah.
watching you. I'll be back. I'll be back.
Okay.
We're gonna refresh real quick too.
Okay.
Okay.
I think she just needs to turn off her YouTube.
I'm famous. I guess I am. That's kind of neat. That was kind of weird,
Uh-huh. I seen you blush.
but it felt good too at the same time. And the crazy hair today. I didn't brush it. Screw it.
You go.
It's called bedhead.
You have beautiful hair
There we go.
all the time.
I love the style today, man.
Yeah, we love it.
Yes. You
She's
can
be-
tell it's like light and flowy, and you have
I don't
curl
use
and
shampoo
crispy.
anymore. I use bubble bath.
There you
I
go.
use bubble bath as my shampoo and as my body wash.
Share
It
her,
comes off so
'cause
much
they're
better
chatting.
than the soap. And my hair is so hot.
Yeah.
I went to the hairdresser and she goes,
Yep.
"What the heck do you use on your hair?" And I told her, and she goes, "Did you put conditioner in it?" I said, "No." She goes, "My God, it's so soft."
Aw. Hi, Athea.
Hello, little one.
They're saying hi.
She doesn't want to talk to us today.
Hi, princess.
Oh no.
Brown-eyed girl, sing the brown-eyed girl song.
My brown-eyed girl.
What would you call
Do
it?
you remember when?
Angel Eye or Eye.
Oh yeah, Pappy said angel eyes.
Yeah, angel eyes. Right.
I forgot about that song. I kind of
And yes,
Now
Pappy,
you got it floating in your head for the rest of the day.
yep.
Do you want to build a snowman? We need 4 more hours of snow.
I don't have enough snow for that.
No, we don't either.
Enough to go slipping and sliding
Yep.
because of the mud.
Yeah.
Oh.
My husband's out back making sure the snowblower works and and came in and goes like, "Do you remember how you do it? I'll figure it
If
out."
you tell him if he bought a flamethrower for you, then
You
you wouldn't have to
worry
check
about
to
it.
make sure it still works. All you have to do is light it.
yeah,
Yeah. I still might buy one of those little propane torches.
yeah.
Yeah,
They are handy to have.
one of them weeders, propane weeders.
I'm pretty sure he's got one. I'll find it and see what I can do.
Not off the top of my head, Shep.
I don't
Can
know.
you video that?
Come back.
I had one.
Make sure you do it right before he comes home, so you're out there just.
It's brulee. It's what's for dinner.
That was the name of my
Steaks.
brulee. It's ham brulee.
If he complains, aim at the
Burnt
car.
cream. Love it.
Grab some ice cream, put some crust, corn flakes all over it. We'll deep fry that baby. Like a sopapilla.
Light it up.
Yeah, he thought I was insane when I asked for a flamethrower.
Mommy went to the store. Yes, everybody.
Hey, little
She's
princess.
adorable.
I love you more.
We love you to the moon and back.
Back.
Lacey Peterson. No, I've never heard of her.
Me either.
I don't know who that is either.
But I'm not good with names
Yeah.
of people that sing songs.
Yeah.
So you'd have to
Well,
name a
let's
song.
check her out here. We'll check it out. I'll check it out.
All right. Dorinda's on it. Boom.
You should hear her say macaroni and cheese. It's Mac Cack.
Cool.
Mad Cat.
Hey, Lisa. Lisa. I'm just
Matt?
kidding. Scott Peterson.
Scott Peterson.
Scott Peterson, not Lacey Peterson. I don't know Scott Peterson either.
I remember him.
That's
The,
all that was coming up with Scott.
That's where he got rid of his. His wife was pregnant or something.
Hi, Tim. Hi, Lisa. Anybody else I missed? Hello.
Oh my goodness.
Oh.
So there's the truth. She's practicing. You're practicing for promotion. You want to be a greeter, eh?
Who?
I'm just picking on you. Get it? Walmart greeter?
Yeah.
No, I could see her being more like Walter.
I could imagine Dorinda having to work that position, like coming into work
Yeah.
for cashier or something else for the whole night. And then they go, oh, but we really need you up front. I could see her up there.
Yeah, she'd be like Walter. Walmart door greeter. You know what I'm talking about, right, Walter?
I was a greeter for like 2 days because I was injured. And I was one of the better greeters. Okay. I said
Were
hello
you?
to everybody. I said goodbye to everybody. Do you need anything? I was running around like a fucking lunatic, even though I wasn't supposed to be moving. I'm like, okay, I want to go back to work now. I don't like this.
Like, I can't keep this up. Really, you need to move me.
Yeah, well, like what happened was the drawer under the cash register fell out and landed on my foot.
Ooh.
Okay,
Wow.
so
You
I'm
broke your
like,
toe?
they're like, Well, I said, just let me sit down for a minute and get me some fucking ice. And I hate ice. I would rather use heat. Okay. But we're at Walmart. They don't have a heating pad and I just need ice. So they brought me ice and I put the bag, tied it to my damn foot so that I could continue working. Right. And they're like, no, 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 no. No, 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 no. Sometimes they're really weird.
Well,
Hey, Shep.
all that insurance nonsense. Hey, Shep.
Hi. Hi, everyone.
I can't see you.
I just wanted to come on and can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think I'm just lagging just a bit, maybe.
It's the weather. We know.
I just have to tell you a funny story. I think my ribs dislocated. I don't think it's.
Are you there?
Yeah. Oh. I thought it was her talking.
And then all of a sudden, you there, Shep? Oh, she's loading. She be loading.
Okay, so.
Oh, there she is.
So, I was watching them make those marbles during the day. So then later at night, they decided to do some trivia questions. I'm trying to not laugh, okay? Because that makes my ribs go boop, 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 boop. So they're doing these trivia questions. They'd given away a ring, and then they had given away another marble, and then they were on the last marble. And somebody in the chat said, now there's my baby crying. Charlie said, ask a question that they can't look up on Google. And so Travis made a joke. He goes, the color of my underwear, and everybody's laughing. And then somebody in the chat said, brown, ha ha ha, and then other people were saying pink. And, it was cute. But next. So they decided, him and his friend that he was with, I think his name is Larry. He said, okay, Larry, I'm going to call him Larry. I think that was his name. Larry's holding up his fingers, and whoever guesses the number will win the last marble. And he goes, so this is Travis, okay? He goes, so pick a number between, I guess, and he goes, and Larry's holding up his fingers, so you got to pick a number. So pick a number between 1 and 15, I guess. And I'm like,
Oh,
I go, and oh God. And then he goes, somebody said 15 or 12. You have 15 fingers? Something like that. I don't know. It was either David or something. And Travis goes, oh yeah. Huh.
Oh, hon.
Okay, now I can get through it without laughing. But I had to get up. I had to mute the TV. It was so funny. And I guess maybe you had to be there. You got to go back and watch it.
Yeah. It sounds really funny, though.
Yeah, it does.
But to see it, it will be really good.
Laugh that's so infectious, When he laughs, everybody starts to laugh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it was so funny. I guess between 1 and 15.
That was good.
And then the Lacey Peterson was a criminal case where Scott Peterson killed her and her baby on Christmas Eve.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Oh, now I understand why.
And
it was trying to click a box in my head, but it wouldn't.
And that was her song that her family always. That song was associated with her. She's a brown-eyed girl. Yeah. So.
Wow.
But I just had to come and tell you my That was so funny. So
That was
Travis
hilarious.
yeah. Well,
Thank you for sharing that with us.
That's awesome.
I hope that that made your Sunday.
It did.
It did.
That was funny.
It did.
Okay, you
That
guys.
was great.
I'll be in
Hope
chat.
you're feeling better, hon.
Oh, I am. Much better.
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
Good.
Awesome.
Good.
Love you,
Thank
Shep.
you, guys. Love you too.
All right.
Love you,
Much
Shep.
better.
Thanks, hon. That was hilarious.
Oh yeah, I did some research last night.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah?
what were you researching, Robert?
It sounds like the same thing Jeff and Heather were. It does.
What? I don't.
The Chaco Canyon?
Oh.
Yeah. Then see but the video I was watching, it was Billy Carson talking about Mars.
See, that Billy Carson is the same guy as Will Johnson. That Matt LaCroix does the interview. It's the same guy. So I don't know if he's doing interviews under, because he wrote a book as Billy Carson. So I don't know if he was doing interviews as his pseudonym. You know, a lot of people do that. But dude is very interesting. He's got some knowledge, doesn't he? Whew.
Yeah.
Matt LaCroix, too. For one so young, it's like he was gifted a way to understand and make these connections. It really, and I believe there are people like that out there that have a natural gift for making connections and uncovering things that other people would love to have stay hidden, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of that remembering.
If you look at one of some of Matt's older videos,
Mm-hmm.
he always thanks Gerald, right? And I noticed recently he doesn't thank him no more.
No.
That,
I've been
that
watching
was our teacher.
I've been watching not by date, but rather by title.
Right.
But I've been listening to a lot of different things, and really it's amazing how a lot of this stuff just ties together. I watched one on the pine cone, the handbag, the eagle, and the serpent, and how he goes through all the different mythologies,
Yeah.
all the different things, all the different stories, right, about beginnings and this and that and the other. And it was remarkable. And then when he was talking about Göbekli Tepe, which is, if you guys don't know about Göbekli Tepe, it is a very remarkable site. They believe was intentionally buried to protect it from being destroyed. And the information on those stones is crazy good.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much, just so much, and people are still working on unraveling the mysteries of Göbekli Tepe.
Oh, wow.
Oh, guess where that video led me? It's to how do you say that? Nazca lines or whatever they call it.
Yeah, the Nazca lines. Yeah.
Where the if you remember what I talked about with you before, the mountains, the top of the mountains cut off. What did I tell you my experience was? You remember? You too?
Yeah.
That's strange or what?
There's a lot of synchronicities happening. That's all I'll say on that.
That clicked in my head like, wait a minute, what did he just say? So now I got to study that area, see what kind of peoples live there. I'm gonna research into that.
Mm-hmm.
And who the visitors were.
Yeah. Well, look at out there by Chaco Canyon, out there where, what do they call that one rock formation? The Ship. They call it the Ship. The Shiprock.
Shiprock, yeah.
Shiprock.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff about Shiprock. Shiprock.
You'll see that in that video.
Shiprock has connecting ley lines, energetic ley lines.
It's near the four corners of the states.
Watch the, were you able to grab the link? or did you send it to
I
him?
sent it to him.
Oh, okay.
Okay, cool.
That link that I posted earlier in chat and in private chat it's like a 30-minute video, but it's talking about Chaco Canyons and why certain areas out there in the desert have been closed down and have military bases put on them. And I'm just going to say this because it's not in this video at all, but Jeff and I have been studying on a lot of this stuff for a very long time. And there are what they call Mars stations, MARS, Mars stations. And they're supposed to be like backups, satellite or backup communications stations, but they call them Mars stations. Why would they call them that? Of course, they've got an acronym in place for it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
you know how
can,
things connect and how things lead to one another. And
it's just
why that name.
Yeah. And if you go back into the FBI vault and look up MARS, you're going to find a whole bunch of very heavily redacted documents.
Really heavily.
And so the only repeating line is that they are communications, manual communications. But they're all placed in certain areas of the desert where there are entrances to these underground tunnels that the indigenous peoples came up out of after the last catastrophe, right? And almost all the indigenous stories tell of a time where they lived under the earth and then they came up and then lived on the surface. So it's very, very interesting to me that these military installations are located where certain entrances or vortex or convergences of energy are located.
Or stargates.
Well, I was trying to be nice because, the second Stargate comes out of your mouth, people go, what? They exist. They're all over the place. They're very common in the desert of the United States and many, many other places in the world.
Wow.
We're not trying to. That's what I was going to say. We're not trying to change you. Just do some research, and you'll find it.
You don't want to change anything.
Yeah.
You don't watch anything. You don't research nothing. You don't know nothing. Simple as that.
It's very interesting to me because we do know that our ancient civilizations and societies had some really high tech stuff for people who wore loincloths, supposedly, right? Look at Rome. They had hot baths. They had plumbing in their cities. I mean, think of Paris has been the city of lights since like the 11th century. It's had that nickname. So when we talk about this stuff, we're piecing things together from all over the place.
Hi, Sandy.
I thought y'all were echoing, and it's that's funny.
Yeah, brown.
Oh,
brown underwear.
Yeah, have you seen it?
No.
Why not?
Because I didn't see it.
I've been running around the neighborhood for a week.
It's Friday. Okay, move. Walter, move.
It was here. It was in the yard, around the yard last night. Oh, that's fucking funny.
Yeah. So no, I didn't. I'm gonna let her do it if she wants to mute her. Should I mute her? Because we're frozen up on our end, so I can't tell when she comes back or not.
Right. Then don't. I mean,
Okay.
I just thought for her own protection.
yeah, really.
I thought that for a moment as well, and then I was like, well, but I can't see what's going on. I still see Dorinda.
Oh no.
Oh.
So, yeah. So,
She
But
does have
yeah,
to-
you guys, the Stargates, man, they've been telling us truth in a lot of ways, even though they lie to us about how they're doing it. But the more you start looking into this stuff, the more you find that the more lies you find that you've been told, that is one of the key things that I think people should recognize. Because they lie to you about little stuff, and they lie to you about really, 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 really big stuff too.
I think the first time.
Exactly.
Now you see it. Now you see it. People see it for real.
What do you think? Is this time 4 or 5? I think it's 5. Some people think it's 7. So
Going at 5.
I think we're 5. I have a feeling it's 5. For some reason, I just have that feeling, but I don't know.
That's why everybody consciously connect to make a better 5.
Yes.
It's not locked. You want to close the tailgate on my truck?
Okay, we're gonna go ahead and do that. Bonnie or Robert, if you guys have a visual, let me know when she comes back, and I'll unmute her.
All right.
Just for her own personal, that's her household. I don't want to.
Right.
I hear you.
Yeah. From love.
Oh, this Sandy's in chat. Hi, Sandy.
Good to see you.
She's been here.
Yeah, she's been here a couple times. Oh, she's probably been here more than we've seen her. Because, we all kind of do that same thing. The more of us that come together, the more we find out that we've all been quietly watching a lot of things behind the scenes for quite some time before we spoke up or decided to come up and show our faces or any of that stuff. It's kind of our process, isn't it?
Yep. Katie must have had trouble.
Yeah.
I like her. She made Dorinda blush. I like that. That was funny.
Did I see? Now I couldn't see her when I put her up on the screen, but I could see her picture in the back thing, and it looked like she had these really cool dreadlocks. Did it look like dreadlocks to you guys?
Yep.
Yeah.
That was some cool looking hair. You know what she looked like was she looked like the personification of your lady warrior, didn't she?
I know.
Yes, she did, huh?
And she's from Canada.
Yeah, cool, right?
Oh, Katie is?
Yeah. Yep. Lisa, Pappy's still here.
Pappy's still here?
Oh, yeah. I bet he's listening.
Yeah.
He's probably waiting until the right moment to pop in and set us all straight.
And I was going to call. I was going to call you, Pappy, but I know that I have to discern this for myself. Dorinda's back.
All right. Hold on. Let me get
Hold
her
on.
muted.
There
There you go. There you
Sorry
go.
about that.
It was.
That's
You're
okay.
fine, hun.
One of the neighbors lost their kitty cat, and I hadn't seen it, but my husband came out after they left, of course, and said they seen it, so I went running after them to catch up to them and let them know that, yes, it's been seen in the neighborhood. Maybe go up into the bush behind down the laneway there. So they're still checking. So good for them. Hope they find their cat.
Now you're all out of breath.
Pop a can of tuna. Put it on the porch.
You'll come.
Yeah, they just live around the corner somewhere. So
That's interesting, Anna. We watch Mike Morales occasionally. We don't watch him as much as we used to, but there's
Mike?
definitely
Can I
things
just
that
search
happen.
can I just search his name or not? That's a name.
Yeah.
That right there, yeah, Mike Morales.
That's the name of his channel, Mike Morales.
All right.
And he's really cool. He does
It's a little different. So when you start watching his, and just keep watching, because he goes about it in a whole nother way.
yeah.
And
He talks
think
about
yeah, we're gonna say
weather, chemtrails, space events.
And
He has
sometimes-
telescopes set up.
there's stuff on his screen, and he's talking about something completely different. So you just gotta listen to him, and
There's a reason he does what he does.
yeah, there's a
You'll get
reason-
it.
Yeah,
There's a
very
lot
good
of
info.
people that do that,
Yeah.
understandably so.
Yep.
right.
They've been trying to cover this up for years.
Footage that took.
I like that theory that we saw in that 5-hour documentary. I like that theory that the moon was an original map before the continents broke apart, and shows that you can mirror image and reverse the moon and map out the world.
Earth, yeah.
That's
Somebody else did it.
pretty coincidental things, don't you think?
Was that the where the guy said look in the water?
Brand new.
And he goes to the water. He looks in. He says, "No,
Looks like a new mountain.
look in the water."
Oh fuck.
Yep.
And then he could see the moon, which
Yeah.
showed,
Right there.
which is a mirror reflection of the Earth.
Yep.
That's a trip.
The way the continents all are.
Yeah.
That was amazing to me. That made perfect sense to me. And there was no arguing in my head or anything once I saw that. I was like, that makes perfect sense that there would be an existing mirrored map, right? Because we know the Earth has changed. We know that it's been deluged. We know that it's been mud flooded. We know that there have been multiple volcanoes, things like that. We know the continents broke apart. So when they showed that made literally perfect sense to me.
A lot of things lined up. Yep.
Now, where is Pappy today?
In chat. He's hiding. He's taking it easy today.
Hey, Frank.
Hi, Frank Stein. Dean Stein.
Been mind. I have a lot of Stein relations.
Hey, Frank.
Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-bum-bum.
Hello, Tim.
We're gonna slap a pair of fairy wings and a laurel wreath on your head and set you at the front gate. You can be our neck of the woods greeter.
Yeah.
We love you, girl. Oh my gosh. You crack me up. It's like I know you. It's like I've known you for years. It literally feels like I've just known you for years.
She's the lunchroom lady. Of course you know her. She's the cool one.
It's amazing how even over such a great distance, the time that we're in, that we find kindred spirits across the ways, and we all just kind of come together. Isn't that awesome?
Yes.
What an amazing time to be alive. And then all this stuff that's coming out too. Like, have you guys looked at, I know you guys have heard me mention Stephen and Evan Strong a couple times. If you guys haven't checked out, you have Darwin and you have all these different theories, and then the Out of Africa. I would implore you to go check out Forgotten Origin with Steve and Evan Strong, and just take a look at the evidence that they've gathered and the things that they have found and the things that they have gone through. And it's actually really, really remarkable. Really remarkable stuff. Especially them stones. Robert, did you see anything about them stones yet?
I'm still looking. I'm on a spiritually. I'm leaning more towards the spiritually side of things.
Spiritually.
Yeah, spirituality of the greater.
Mm-hmm.
So I can connect with Aquania better.
It looks within place.
That's what I gotta work on. which I hope it stop raining. So far, so good. It's not raining yet.
He said he's practicing lynx medicine.
I gotta get in the woods.
You know, when you guys were helping me out the other day and you were reading off the animals for me, I keep seeing this painting in my head, but at the top, instead of a hawk, I keep seeing a crow in the painting in my head. So maybe that's changed for me. I'm not sure. But I can see it as a unified picture, I guess. But the bird at the top isn't the hawk anymore.
And I don't care how old Pappy is. He seems like one of us, doesn't he?
Oh, he's totally one of us.
I know. That's funny. He's in the window watching the birds play outside. You know what that means. You know what he's doing.
Yeah.
I love that man.
Yes, yes.
He's damn lucky I ain't his neighbor.
Hey, that's what Anna said too. She'd be there all the time. He'd have to chase her off. It'd probably be about the same for us.
Yeah.
Someday we'll all get to visit him.
I'll have to put a gate in the fence here.
You'd be the neighbor kids knocking on the door.
Yo. Can Pappy come out and play?
Yeah. Just remember that you're going to want to sit down so the dogs don't knock you over. Because Kai and Bo are very loving.
Oh, there's Robert
Get
saying
him, Jeb.
hello.
I mean, Edge. Get him, Edge.
Get some spirits out.
Where we get our tires and stuff done, oil changes. He has a pit bull that he's been there since he was a baby.
Oh.
Well, now he's like humongous. And so I know to sit in the chair as soon as I get in there because he's going to climb up because he thinks he's still that baby that I held.
Yeah.
And he gets right in my face and just looks at me and
I love you. I love you.
My dog's the same way. He's 140 pounds and he still thinks he's like a little dog.
yes.
5-ounce teacup pup.
Dogs are certainly amazing that way. Hey, Camo. Good to see you, man.
If I didn't know him so well,
Hello, Camo.
that look would be very intimidating.
Yeah.
But
Hello, Camel Carl.
I think the bigger the dog, the bigger the baby, the bigger the puppy, honestly, because I find bigger dogs to be, for the most part, they're more gentle.
yeah, that's true. Small ones are more hyper and
More aggressive.
More snippety.
yes.
You know, and part of the little dog syndrome is when the owner holds them and allow them to bark at other dogs, they encourage the behavior and they don't even realize it because nobody's ever told them about that.
Yeah.
Right.
Because what that does is affirm that behavior is good because you're still holding the dog, giving them attention.
Well, that's the one thing I did learn in the training is to gently hold her mouth shut so she knows.
If you have a dog that barks a lot and you would rather them not talk as much as they do inside, if you teach them how to lay down, you can teach them lay down. They might, but they're not going to bark. Dogs don't bark when they lay down.
Back at you,
But they may go, but they don't bark when they lay down. So, quick tip. Now, it's getting them to stay laying down. That's sometimes the issue.
Unless they're sleeping.
Yeah.
See, I told you. Lay him down, right?
Hey Lisa, I got a chai palm or whatever you call them, a palm cheese, about 3 pounds, and she runs Riley and Edge around. She's blind too. She still runs them around. They're scared of her.
She's mama dog.
When she gets crazy, they're both scattered.
Yep.
How a little tiny dog can control such a big dog.
Yep. He's probably about 100. What are you weighing, Riley? Let me look at you. He's probably up around 115 minimum.
What breed is Riley? Is he a shepherd too?
No, he's a white lab.
Nice.
Well, who was the little dog we heard yesterday?
That's Frankie.
Frankie.
That's Frankenstein. I call her Frankenstein because she can't see, but she acts like she can. She doesn't know no better. She's born blind.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
She can chase cats. She chases chipmunks.
So does she see like silhouettes or like a haze?
I
Like
don't
kind
know.
of to be able to chase them. You got to be able to see something.
How long? Shit. We've had her 5
You know,
years.
like a blurriness of some sort.
Corbin keeps saying, no, she cannot see. You know?
Well, listen though, think about it. Even humans, people that are blind, they see in many different ways. Do they not?
Yeah, she
So-
sees. I think
Well,
she's
they
seen
adapt-
for years.
It
Yeah,
heightens the other senses also.
exactly.
True. Very true.
So
Very
she may not see
I'll
in the
retract what I
traditional
was
sense
saying.
of the word with her 2 eyes, but that does not mean she doesn't see.
I know. She's. That's why she's Frankenstein. Then remember when Adam Chandler adopted that little boy?
Yes.
And he says, no one should give you a name, so you pick the name. And he says, all right, you can call me Frankenstein. That's what reminds me. I said, I'm adopting a dog, and she can't see, but she acts like she can. You know,
I'd have called her Daredevil.
she's her own creation. You know.
Oh, I bet that's an adorable Roddy, Tim.
Yeah. That's the way Edge is.
All right.
Yeah, if you want to meet Edge, you just sit down on the ground too. What do you think? He wants to sit in your lap like that picture I sent
I mean,
you.
I tried to talk my husband into getting us a Newfoundland, so you know, I'm all game for that. Big, lovey, gentle giants that think they're little lap puppies. I'm maybe not as game for it now as I used to be, but
I don't want long hair anymore.
Me either. This
But
isn't the
Newfoundlands
country
are
for
so
it.
beautiful. They're such gorgeous dogs.
Yes. Bet.
Wow, you guys just reminded me of something. Not now I know what to ask for my birthday.
What's the other one I like?
You guys see them little robot vacuum cleaner things?
Yeah.
Yeah, I want one of those.
You know, I did too until my friend got one, and she said if it hits, you know, like if your sofa is not quite on the floor but not high enough, it gets stuck.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't want any more electronics in my house than I have to absolutely have because the low frequency hum that they emit bothers me after a certain amount of time. You can ask Jeff. I mean, we're the unplug every appliance as soon as you're done using it, people. Just because of the frequency.
The frequency hum. I have really high. Yeah, I can hear my ears have always rang.
My husband's part bat.
Yeah, we're 400 feet from the end of the driveway. I can sit here and tell you who's pulling in the driveway.
Inside the house
Inside
during
the house,
a rainstorm.
nobody can't see it. And I know
With a tin roof.
I know who it's coming up the hill. I know if they're going to go by the house or if it's the neighbors or.
I depend on his ears.
They don't have noisy mufflers. I can hear the frequency and the hum of the vehicle. It's just something I've dealt with all my life. It's not a big deal.
He has excellent ears, and
I do
Raina,
hear
thank
very well.
goodness, has his ears,
Yeah, me too.
both in style and ability.
Hey, when we were doing a show one night, I heard that noise again twice. The same night.
Oh, wow.
Hey, so have you? We'll have to find that one guy that we were watching, and he was explaining ta ta ta. Remember?
Oh yeah,
We'll have to
But,
find him and send you that.
because it was about
He's a yeah. He gets
a
those
Sasquatch and how they talk, and
those visitors on his property
All
all
the
the time.
he's been studying the language.
And he talked with another fella
Yeah.
who kind of explained to him a little bit about the sound ta ta ta, and that sound is supposed to be like a universal God sound. You know how certain sounds and frequencies generate certain feelings in your body, right? Like when you hear om, right? You can kind of like feel that little frequency resonate in you. So ta 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 is something that at least the ones on his property will repeat back to him. If he's out in the woods meditating and he senses them, he does that ta ta ta, and he gets it in response.
Wow.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll find him, and we'll definitely share that with you, because it was so amazing. I mean, and you got to think there's got to be commonalities. And if you look into, Anna was mentioning about the fifth kind, Paul Wallace had on something. He re-premiered it yesterday, but it was an old video, and it was about Sasquatch, Yowies, all these Yetis, you know, all the different names that we have all over the world. They're everywhere, though, right? And then he traces it back to an actual biblical story of Jacob and Esau. And if you read that story, it makes perfect sense that Esau may have been the first Sasquatch, the first Yowie, the first Yeti,
Yeah,
whatever
you want to call him.
And it, because even in the Bible, it describes him as a large man, strong as an ox, and covered in reddish hair, right? And in the story of Esau and Jacob, and Robert, I'm sure you'll remember, Esau tricks his father into giving him the, I'm sorry, not Esau. Esau is the Sasquatch. Jacob is the hairless man. And Jacob fools his father into giving his blessing to his second-born son, Jacob, rather than Esau, by having a goat skin on when he goes to see his father, who is blind. And his father blesses him thinking it's his firstborn son, Esau, because of the fur, because of the hair, the goat hide. So, I mean, the similarities that you would think you were touching your son. You know what I mean? I mean, the perspective on it is really, it's something different. Oh, Katie, you're welcome to try to come back up anytime you want, honey.
You can come up now.
Anytime.
You're more than welcome to even come up now if you'd like. Yeah, mine did that the other night. I got off and it said, you need to update. I'm like, all right. Luckily, it was after we got off.
Yeah. Mine wanted to do that, so it just did it while I was sleeping, I guess, because it's not telling me it needs it anymore.
Yeah. I still make it ask for permission, but that's about when I try to do it, is when we were done for the night.
Yeah,
Yep.
take the ball. I should get one.
Get two.
Get 4 or 5. Happy.
Hey, Babby.
Ooh. Put him solo for a minute. I want to see his
Solo.
icon.
Okay, we're going to put you solo
Yeah.
for a minute.
Because they all have
Ooh.
meaning. Look at that.
Beautiful.
The
Oh,
circles lead out.
No.
Mountain behind. Oh man.
Tell us the significance.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Hello.
I know you heard me sneaking around out there.
Yeah. We saw you.
Feel you.
We saw you in the window.
At one point, I put you on my 6.
Got to keep my breath away from the window when I'm peeking in.
Yeah.
Or draw smiley faces at least.
Or rabbit. Or
Had
better.
an interesting energy day today.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting
Every day
drilled in the
lately.
back of my head today.
Are you?
Oh.
I'm very calm here to me. I'm very calm.
Would you
Me
like
too.
us to send you some loving light blessings? Because we would be willing to do so.
And her friends, Raina's friends, got good energy today. They're all just having a great time.
I feel like I'm having an implant put in behind my head.
Ooh. Time for an upgrade.
Yeah, getting upgraded already.
No Neuralink, though. That does not mean Neuralink.
Yeah.
Yeah. You are part of the board.
No.
You must assimilate. Don't assimilate! Doctor.
I will not comply.
Maybe it's these 2 late nights.
I woke up a totally different person this morning.
Yeah.
That's good, Robert.
We had beautiful, bright sunshine this morning, and I was sitting out there on the porch having my cigarette and my coffee when I first got up. While I first let the dogs out, and the planes were up there with their crisscrossing junk in the skies.
Really?
And sure enough, it just turned overcast and cloudy the rest of the day.
Yep. I got
Who knows what they were dumping up there?
intense.
Well,
Pumping out the porta potties, probably.
yeah, right. Now just
Hey,
make
smart
sure you
hitters, Cole.
We'll give you some,
stack yourself up on vitamins and
I was going to say, give you some extra calcium to harden the shell of your egg. It'll be a better filter that way.
Yeah. Well, I always have a good filter right around 5 o'clock. I breathe through my pillow. I'm going to take a nice nap.
Get it on.
That's my recharge time.
What'd you do? You sit. Hey. We're gonna get some. Dogs are gonna fight. Look.
yeah. Oh,
Oh, Pappy, I do hope you start feeling better.
Yeah.
Oh
For
no,
sure.
I'm okay. It's just that with these fluctuations that are going by, that don't mean that everybody's going to have the same energy in across
At the
whole
same time.
country at the
That's
same
right.
time. Yeah,
that's
Oh,
right.
yeah,
Everybody's at a different time.
yeah. It's moving like
Unblocked.
waves. Some of it's tempered over here, I'm sure, by the power of the ocean. Not too far away and stuff too. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
How close are you?
He's right
how
on the
close am
coast.
I? I mean, I'm within a quarter of a mile of one of the bays of the ocean that goes into Newport Harbor. So,
Oh, okay.
I'm in one of those places. They say, "Oh, the volcano in La Palma is going to slide into the ocean. There's going to be a big tsunami." I'll be surfing. I'll be surfing.
Oh.
Meet you at the top of the mountain.
There's no mountains around here.
Well,
I
as far
have
as
to-
inland they were saying I was supposed to go, you'd make it to the mountain.
Head west, young man. Head west.
Appalachian.
You can stop off in Ohio and stay here for a while if you like.
Well, I'm kind of a realist. If that stuff happens,
I know. I
there,
just
there would be such gridlock. You wouldn't get any place anyways,
No.
exactly.
Yeah. I'll be like that, the movie
Well-
there where they're just sitting on the seashore watching the aircraft carrier above their heads coming in on the wave,
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a gentleman that my brother was watching, and he wasn't, he knows what's going on. Not a big deal or anything, but he's like, yeah, I ran across another guy. He's with all what they're trying to portray. He goes, it's kind of funny. He goes, this guy come out and he's got pictures of the volcano erupting under the water. He goes, the guy even said if anything shifts, it would have to be in a significant eruption for it to happen. He goes, it's leaking out all over the ocean floor, and they're not telling you about it. They're only telling you about what's up on land.
Right, because what do they feed their machine with?
So it was like, ooh, a little tidbit of information. It's kind of like that watching him was like watching Ryan Hall, y'all, with the weather. You can watch your regular weather, but you're going to watch Ryan Hall. You're going to get a little bit different story or more information.
Well, you mentioned that within the last recent few years, one of the largest volcanoes that ever erupted right off Eastern Africa.
Yeah.
Okay, off the island of Moyet, and that was an eruption under the sea.
Under the sea.
From what I understand, that volcano was already crested and peaked out of the ocean there. That's how big it was.
Yeah. That was just off the coast of Hawaii, right?
No. No, the eastern coast of Africa.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, eastern coast of Africa. I don't know if I think that thing's
That
still
one.
erupting too. I can't remember the name of it.
That's the story of there's a little short called I Lava You,
Wow, yeah, that's pretty cool.
and it's about a volcano who sings out about just wanting to find love, just like all the other creatures of the sea and things that he watches over. And so he sings this song, and then another volcano rises up, and as she's rising up, he's sinking under. And so she realizes that he doesn't even know. So she starts singing the song back to him because his song saved her. And then eventually they both rise up out of the ocean, of course. But that's what that reminds me of. It's very telling, the things they hide in children's cartoons, isn't it?
Hello, Victor.
Hey, Victor.
Yeah, Victor's here.
Hey,
Well,
Vic.
the eruption of the volcanoes, where does that material come from? Everything is a circle. As these continents come together, one goes over top of the other, and material is pushed downward through the mantle back in to be recycled. And it comes back up again someplace else. Put it in there to be refined back in the refinery.
Happy, did you see that volcano thing from that volcano guy who keeps track of volcanoes?
Yeah, then what happens is that you have to relieve pressure somewhere.
Yeah, I used to watch that guy that follows him. Yeah,
It's interesting, boy. We live on a living organism.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's just as alive, but in a different way than we are.
Right.
Exactly.
A bunch of fleas on a dog's back. Every once in a while, they got to stop and scratch at us.
Can you turn the camera back on?
Interesting, boy.
Or breathe.
So go ahead
you
and tell me
thinking about,
why you
Vonna?
I was going to ask Heather and Jeff why they chose their title today.
Well, because it's that day of the week where most people take off or observe something, and I thought on past Sundays we've done a time for gathering,
Yep. Time for
And I
gathering.
thought, gathering time. Yeah, gathering time, because this is the time when we come together as a family, kind of,
Mhm.
and we do this every day, yes, but it's that being aware and being thankful and recognizing and appreciating.
Yep.
Well, there's different types of gathering times, right?
I didn't know.
The
Well,
baskets.
we'll stop and think about, the new creations of certain channels over the last few weeks, few months, that sort of stuff, Sometimes when you're pre-alerted intuitively or instinctively or by intelligence or whatever, that something significant is coming, you start gathering like crazy. Yep. Other
Yeah.
times it could be that you've planted and taken care of stuff and everything, and everything's coming to fruit, and it's time to gather that up and store that and enjoy that. So the question is, what type of gathering time are we in? Is Creator doing the gathering time of the harvest, or doing the gathering time to get stuff into safety so it doesn't blow away in the whirlwind or get carried away by the floods or something like that? Which one are we in?
Right.
Don't really know. We're hoping we're in one basket or the other, though, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. I think we're gathering. I think we're being gathered together um, to celebrate the dawning of a new era.
Yep.
And maybe it's because I desire to feel that way.
I think we all do.
Yeah.
But
Like a manifestation.
I believe we are gathering in unity and harmony.
Yep.
Well, like I mentioned there yesterday, everyone's on the trip. Not everyone's going to make the destination, especially if the shift occurs. Because in a twinkling of an eye, they're no longer in our reality, and we're no longer in theirs.
Yes, I've
You
seen
know?
that already. I've
I
seen
think
that already.
Well, we may have, yeah. The thing is that when that occurs, that doesn't mean that the shadows and the memories of the shadows aren't still there for a period of time. Just like the ancient history is written in archaeology around this world. There's still evidence of what was, even though what is now is absolutely different. That's
Very true.
That's the uncertainty of the changes that we all go through. We don't know what we're becoming. We have an idea in our heads what we think we'd like to see coming, or like to make ourselves be. But the only real thing that we have bright in our mind is what we've been and what we are now. So if we use that as the reference for what could be, we could be right off base completely. If what we were and what we are now is completely irrelevant to what we're becoming. We may operate under a totally new laws of physics and mechanics and geometry and energy and everything else. Who knows?
Like you said, different universal law even.
Yeah. Yep. Sure is exciting, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, it is exciting.
I'm glad I could share I'm comfortable sharing the exchange and the process I'm going through with you guys. That means the world to me. Thank you all.
You mean the world to us.
That's crazy. It's like I never felt that comfortable with.
Well, you know, the thing I think that we all realize, and probably most everybody in chat realizes, that when one person learns and experiences something and applies it in their life and then shares it with the rest, we all learn that.
Yeah.
Okay. And we're all given the opportunity to apply it in our lives. You know, that's why we are codependent and co-creation combined. You know, there's no separation there. The only separation that occurs when that happens is self-imposed separation, or you know, not accepting what comes in for the lesson that it could give us. You know, then the division occurs, then the walling starts, then the artificial boundaries are placed on the map. That sort of stuff, you know, the self-created stuff. So we need that self-created stuff of that type of nature to be put away, and use the self-creating nature that we have for the highest good, individually and collectively, to see that the whole, it's a whole rather than pieces.
Yep. And Bonnie, and this is for Bonnie and Dorinda. I glanced over at my notes I take, and Bonnie,
Yes.
I want you to know, it's like the number 3. The campfire talks. The Native Americans believe that is a tool. It's a learning tool for knowledge. That's what a campfire. That's one of its aspects. The learning tool for knowledge. Everyone sits at the campfire and talks. That's how knowledge is passed.
Yep.
That's how important you are.
Cool.
Yep, the campfire is a tool, isn't it?
Bo
Got to get his sense in too.
He wants to tell us something.
That's right.
I think he enjoys talking to us. Oh,
Oh,
it's that
he's
time.
in bad
It's
black.
time for kisses.
Kisses.
Hi, Bobo.
I'm glad Edge doesn't do that.
He's so
It's
lovely.
going to be that Redbone song. Come and get your love. Come and get your love.
Oh, he's so
Let's
sweet.
see if y'all can see this. I don't know if you can see it or not. See my tomatoes?
Oh wow.
He knows it's getting close to night time. What you got, Bonnie?
Tomatoes. Can you see them?
Yep.
No green ones?
Beautiful.
There's 7 of them in all.
Nice. Good job, lady.
Growing.
See?
So far.
Knew you could do it.
Yeah, I didn't think that they would produce again after the first time, but they are.
That's cool.
That's awesome.
And you got the
Cut
weather to
some
grow
seeds
some
out of 'em
tomatoes
now.
down there too, right? I mean, you could probably grow tomatoes year round down there.
Probably.
I don't know. We'll see.
That would be epic because there's nothing like eating a fresh tomato right off the vine.
All the time.
Oh, there's a flavor and a medicine in that freshness, that sun ripened freshness straight off the vine that you will not ever find at a grocery store.
No.
And I don't care what kind of tomatoes you're growing.
Dude, it's like you know what it is? It's like a, you know, we have chickens. Would you go to the store and buy some eggs? I won't.
Right?
And I don't know what these tomatoes are in the store. I'm telling you. I don't know what that is. It's the skin is thick. The inside is like a piece of wood. Like, what is this?
Yeah.
It's
They're
There's
hard.
no flavor.
it's red and it looks like a tomato. Even the vine ones. I don't know what they're no good either. They're a little better, but they're no.
The vines don't even look like normal tomato vines
It's just unreal, man.
that they package in them.
That's find a
They
farmer's
look-
market.
They do.
Or
To
grow
me,
some.
they look
Grow
genetically
some your own.
Yeah.
If you don't have a yard, you can grow tomatoes in an apartment.
Yeah, I'll be
Those,
able to fill mine up.
those are in a 5-gallon bucket.
Yeah.
5-gallon buckets is good.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yep, I grew a lot of my tomatoes in buckets this year.
Huh.
And a lot of them. I started all of my tomato plants from seed last spring. Well, none of those seedlings died, so I felt obligated to plant all the ones that I couldn't give away, and I gave away a lot. I must have had 20 tomato plants anyways.
Wow.
But yeah, you're right, Heather. Eating the tomatoes fresh off the vine, they're, if they're vine ripened, you get the energy of the sun, the energy of the earth right there fresh in the vine. Plus you get all the energy that the bugs left on it if you don't wash them.
Right.
Exactly.
Sometimes you get the energy of the bugs too.
And that's the thing though, but that's like one of those flavors that you never forget. If you ever got to do it as a child, which I did, my dad encouraged us doing that as children. And so we were happy to be able to pass that on to Raina. And that's what I told her too. I said, if you get a good ripe one straight off the vine, I said, you get the energy from the sun, the energy from the soil, the energy, all the life force from the plant straight off the vine. And I was like, and that taste is what you don't get from like
store-bought
GMO'd stuff and things like that. So
hello, Brian.
Hi, Brian.
She's learned how to kind of sense that living energy in the plants, because we teach her foraging and stuff too. So she'll go out and get like sweet clover. She loves her sweet clover, but she'll go out and find batches of it and just that'll be her afternoon snack. She loves that stuff, and it makes me sad that a lot of like an entire generation of people that don't even know what that means, right? To eat fresh living food.
I know.
Well, there's so many people that are disconnected from the energy circle. In other words, they don't understand it. I mean, they're still partaking of it. Creator has put all that stuff down here so that we can borrow energy from each other for our needs.
Yes.
The energy is transferred from the green growing things, from the living water, from the flesh of the four-legged and the swimmers and the winged ones. That's transferred into us so that we can keep living. And we in turn go on do our living, and in the natural way of things, we're supposed to go back into the soil too. One of the things that Native Americans had difficulty with was how the people that came in seemed to want to separate the earth robe that was supposed to go back to the earth mother from going back to the earth mother in a timely way. They observed them putting them in boxes and putting chemicals in their bodies and stuff to prevent them from rotting down and everything. And they were saying, they're holding on to the material while they're taking a walk in the spirit world. That's not the right thing to do.
Right.
Right.
If Mother Earth has given us all of this stuff to become who we are, awful selfish of us not to give it back to her.
Yeah.
And say that we're part of that cycle. It's trying to take ourselves out of the cycle and saying we're something that we're not. And so that was a head scratcher for a lot of cultures, and that's why it was important to them when, any indigenous people is pushed off the land where the ancestors have been buried and allowed to go back. They understood that the ancestors went back into Mother Earth became part of Mother Earth, became part of the minerals and of the waters flowing underground. And what the animals and the creepy crawlers and all that stuff that did their trick to recycle that. And it came back out into the food sources that they again took up and they drank. So they knew that they were eating and drinking of their ancestors that gave back to them so that they continued to live in that cycle. So when they were removed from that, it was a disconnect. It was like having your energy cords to that place ripped out of you.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's a very good point, because we all know, that we are connected to something much bigger than each of us independently. And when you understand that cycle and that circle, and that the way life continues is cyclic, right? But the first thing that every conqueror in every land ever in history, true or false history, ever did was to kill off the shamans and the spiritual people, and sometimes erase entire races of people in certain areas, in order to hide their history, and in order to hide their stories, in order to hide a different way of thinking.
Well, in order
because
to
it
take
was
away
about
their
control
power.
and conformity. Yeah. And exactly, if you wound a spiritual people spiritually, that's the deepest wound you can give them. I think that's one of the deepest wounds you could probably give a race of people, is to wound them spiritually. Right?
Well,
I mean, that's turns somewhat into a racial memory.
Yeah. Well, if you follow the school of thought that I'm comfortable with, the spirit is what makes up the matrix of what we are physically. Okay. So if the spirit is damaged in that context through through that process that you're talking about, and has to live within that process, okay, the physical robe, the physical characteristics, the thoughts and the emotions are affected by that.
Yeah.
Okay, they're not what they used to be. However, they can be reconnected. Okay, and that's why the truth and the true spirituality doesn't die. Energy does not die. Okay, it changes form for a period of time. It may, in fact, go to the looks within place and waiting for the appropriate time, of every other generation or something like that, where it will be reborn in one of these children, who will come out with a different understanding. And even though the dominant culture might have dominated them for a period of time, time has no meaning whatsoever in the spirit realm. Okay, in its own time, it will resprout and it will grow again. Just like the native prophecies, those that will grow their hair long and wear beads and be white on the outside, but they'll be red on the inside. They become the rainbow warriors. Then they start making songs about the dawning of the age of Aquarius and coming out with rediscovering old ways of doing things, medicine wise, crystal medicine and the energy of flowers and things of this nature. It came back up again.
Yep.
It will
Hello,
become the dominant
Monty.
force. It'll become the dominant force again at some point in time.
Absolutely.
It's coming too. You can feel it.
And
I can feel it coming in the air tonight.
Hold on.
it's like you said, it's like a cycle. Maybe that's what affected me last night.
Well, without cycles, there's not movement.
Well, that's I'm gonna say like to the people in chat that we weren't there, and maybe they're not on the same level or whatever. It's the same frequency, but you're we're experiencing the same thing the Native Americans felt when their country was taken from them. I want everybody to realize that. That affected me last night. I think that's something. Yeah, you guys saw it. Something triggered it last night. We're in a cycle, and they're going to do the same thing to us if you allow it. We got to. This is more than
empathic. It's an empathic awareness and pulling out the old library. That empathic awareness, the frequency unlocks the Akashic records, and people can see the pattern. People can see the cycle. People can feel what others have gone through and experience it. Because sometimes you don't have an appreciation until you're put into that situation, you know. Right. And you know, that's like someone, for example, that is with or knows or associates with or is involved with somebody that suffers panic attacks. Well, you will never know what they are experiencing as a panic attack unless you have one yourself and experience it. You know, so
done that.
Yep. Everybody will get to the point where they're going to have their own crisis moment, you know, and that's, once again, comes right back to the term that I use called the shaman's death. Yep. That crisis moment that shatters what you've been seeing, okay, and puts it back together in a way that you see something that you didn't before, you know.
It feels
and
like
that's disconcerting when it happens. It's scary as heck.
Yeah.
Okay, but the teachings are very profound once you understand it.
That's like, yeah, it's like what I went through last night was the shaman's death. I feel so new today.
Mm-hmm. Well, when you have those experiences, if you come out later on and feel the same, it didn't work.
Yeah, it wasn't meant.
What's
what
that,
are you showing
Heather?
us there, Heather?
You have to do it full screen.
Is that the tree of life?
I can't see it clear enough.
It's not quite in focus.
No.
I think it
Looks
is
like
a tree.
Looks like a tree.
Yeah. Is that a tree, like the tree of life?
You're muted.
You're muted, Heather.
Geez, you want me full screen? You want me unmuted? What next? I don't know. I
show and tell.
Unlimited service.
That was beautiful, Heather.
This was a gift to me from a friend of mine, and I lose this thing all the time. But I love this thing, but I lose it, and it keeps popping up at the most apropos moments. And it felt like that was a moment that somebody needed that to see that. So
I have one hanging
I'm
on
showing
my
it because it told me to.
Was it a tree?
Yes, it was a tree of life.
One of the things that you'll notice about a tree is if you take a look at it, you see how beautiful and great the canopy is of the tree. There's a beautiful and great canopy of root, just almost mirrors it underneath the ground.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. One is feeding from the air and one is feeding from the earth. That's the way we are. You know, we send the energy out through our crown chakra up there with those little feeders and everything. It takes in that nice sky energy. And then the earth mother, we have those capillaries and everything that run into the ground like that feed us from the earth mother. It comes together. We draw stuff up from the earth and we draw stuff from the sky. It brings it together in the in-between where we are.
Yep.
We're the ones to move that energy back and forth. The only difference is, unlike the tree, we don't have to remain stationary. We can move it. We can move that around a little bit. If you don't
Yeah.
like the location you're growing in, it's a little too shady for you, whatever, you're not a tree. Move. That's why you have two legs, one in each world. You can put one in front of the other in a cyclic manner and actually move yourself physically and spiritually. But it takes movement to do that.
There's a reason they call the circle sacred.
Yeah. We're a bunch of little bubbles, tiny bubbles. In the bathtub or in the air or in the wine. It all depends on the element, doesn't it?
Uh-huh.
You can make bubbles wherever you are.
Even when you're making dishes and the soap makes the bubbles, you can blow that around the house. Done it. Husband and I did it together. We're not crazy. No, not at all. We're just blowing a bubble around the house.
Well, when you have your energy bubble around your seal and you're making bubbling inside, you don't have to worry about global warming. You have to just worry about individual warming.
Yep.
When my father went to Egypt, he brought me back a framed tree of life, and it's on is it papaya paper?
What papyrus?
Something like that.
Beautiful.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It's the first thing to go up every time I move.
Big?
Do what?
Is it big?
She's giving us mind pictures. She don't want us to see.
I know.
Oh, let me go get it.
Sorry. Oh,
Your brothers and sisters are curious.
Sometimes when you get innuendos and hints, you just got to come right out and say, "Go get it." I'm dancing round the bush. I'm dancing round the bush. Can you guess what I'm thinking? I'm dancing round the bush.
There you go.
Wow.
Nice.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Really?
And I believe the beads are jade or some type of. I think there's some. I can feel an energy in them. That's not wood. And there's I think they're jade. I'm not sure. But this was a gift from a friend of mine.
It's the best I could do on focusing. But
Yes, Yvonne, I like my beer.
They look like they're carved agates. Is that sterling? Sterling silver?
I'm not sure. I'm assuming because I'm allergic to nickel and she knows that. But yeah, Brian, we were talking about Bigfoot earlier.
You missed it.
Okay, I decided I'd bring y'all to it because it's kind of heavy. But
okay,
let's see if I can get you focused. Where's my doohickey?
Oh, gorgeous.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Hold on, let me put her full screen. Hold on. That'll help.
Do you notice what's in it?
A hammer.
A partridge in a pear tree. No.
There's several different birds.
I saw a tomahawk. Never mind.
I see the birds.
That's cool.
Caw-caw.
You stop and think of all the things that are made from a tree.
Got that frame.
Yeah.
Interesting.
What are the tall green people do for us, you know. They offer us shade, they offer us oxygen, okay? They hold moisture in the ground, they offer building materials, they offer places of home for the animals. They have fruits, nuts, and seeds to nourish us. Oh yeah,
Roots, the
we can
insects.
even turn them into little paddles for little kids that don't do what their mother tells them to.
We
Yeah.
had one at my house that said for the cute little deer with the bear behind, and it had a big deer on it.
Well, you know, you stop and think about even gathering the wood. You know, like, you know, I do ceremonial fires and stuff like that, and I'm always cognizant of the fact that when I gather the wood for the fires, what is being returned to the fire is the fire that Creator gave to the tree that they absorbed through the sunlight, Father Sun. Okay, that they stored up and then was put in the sacred fire, and the sacred fire lit it up, and the sun was released again, and that energy was released again. So once again, that was just proof of the circle, you know. And so that's kind of why, you know, the fires, when they're done that way, that's indicative of the sun. Not that the sun's being worshipped, but that spirit of creation, that fire that is within us, within all things, is represented by what that fire does. It illuminates, it heats, you know, it transmutes, you know, all of these things that fire does. And once again, it was what? It was a giveaway again from the green growing people that stored that energy up to be released at a later time. We're like the green growing things. We store things up to be released at another time too. Sometimes it might be something material that we don't understand. We've had it for a long time, but when the time is right, it's passed along to somebody else. Okay, sometimes we just hold on to things until the right person that it belongs to shows up.
Yeah.
And I've always found that to be the case, you know.
Me too.
Yeah. Yep. This is we talked about that before in many different ways, I think. But Jeff had something he wanted to say real
I
quick.
just wanted to say I gotta go take care of a few things. I'll talk to you guys later.
Love you, brother.
Love you too.
Gotta go to town here in a minute. I'm surrounded by birds.
Wow.
You know, I was going to ask.
Thank you for good advice.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, Robert. I skipped my mind a little bit earlier there, of when you were going to tell us what you saw when you first went outside this morning.
Sunshine.
Yeah, but there was something about it.
I felt new.
It someplace where that sun was shining struck you as significant.
That water, that raindrop.
No, that was the other day. I'm talking about this morning.
I don't even remember.
Did you see the sun? Did you see the sunshine on the branches?
Yes.
Okay, you remember first seeing that sunshine on those branches?
Yeah. I love waking up here. It is. It's amazing.
Oh, I'll bet you do. But what I'm getting at is that I feel that when you saw the sunshine on the branches for the first time, all right, if you stop and think in your mind's eye for a second, there was something about what the branches were doing with the sunshine on it. Because I detect movement also.
Growth. It was amazing waking up this morning. It was. How did you know I looked into the trees? So that's weird. I looked into the trees with the sun.
I don't know. I just have a knowing.
I that's just what because that's where the sun comes through the redwoods.
Well, the last time you went to town, I installed cameras all over your place.
This is one. This is
Laundry, Mama?
this is definitely an Aquania. It is.
Aquania.
Like I said, you didn't look like Atlas today. You look lighter.
Yeah. That's strange.
You know, when you get these things that come on us, and you know, we will attract them. Our light bulbs will attract these things. If you stop and think about getting up in the morning and walking outside, or even if you take a look at Heather's background picture of the behind the pictures of all the panel up there, you'll see the mist out there. And when you get up in the morning, you know that mist, after a while, when the brightness of the sun comes up and stuff, that mist dissipates and lifts off you. Okay, it lifts off the scene that you're looking at. And when these negative things attach to us, these darker things, you know, when the illumination is lit, and I'm talking about the inner illumination, it will do the same thing. It will lift that mist off you, and it will dissipate. Okay, we take our lessons from nature, so you're able to do the same thing by intent and by, you know, releasing your energy. If you build your energy up, you know, at that higher frequency and stuff, you can lift that stuff right off you. It's what I call girding yourself, if you will, in your Teflon egg, except the Teflon's on the outside. You know, it's energetic Rain-X.
Yeah. Felt really new.
We have to have sunshine.
Felt it really.
Yes, and to appreciate sunshine, you have to have night.
And that keeps. And the way I felt, the way I woke up, it keeps reminding me of Pappy's that shaman's death thing.
Mm-hmm. There's a lyric in a song. What does it say? Let's see.
Good morning,
Vietnam. Sorry. I'm so sorry.
Sunshine almost always makes me high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it
Sunshine
does.
of my love.
Yep.
John Denver.
Sunshine, blue sky.
Oh,
I'll
yeah,
be right back.
Pappy. Well, I remember now when I looked into the woods, I hope the sun stays so I can go into it. It's just drenched here.
Yeah.
It's been dry a couple of days, so I can go down in there now.
Wear your big boots.
Yeah.
Well, just don't borrow Dorinda's blowtorch.
No. I'm gonna go sit on a big redwood stump.
You'll burn the house down.
Yeah, this is like a matchbox. Boy, I woke up last night. It was too hot in the house. Would still kick butt.
Yeah. Yeah, if they start chasing out the moisture and stuff, it doesn't take long. It'll warm right up in there.
Yeah, that's what I was doing. I was chasing out the moisture. It's pretty hot in here. Can't stop it now. Open a window. We had to open windows.
Well, I do believe that my pups are going to be going in and stealing the choicest spot on the bed if I don't follow them quickly.
Yes, I think we're gonna wrap it up. It's very close to Mom should have had dinner started 15 minutes ago.
Yeah.
All right. You guys
You know
have
that
a
time
great
of day.
day. We'll see you at Bonnie's tonight.
All right.
Absolutely.
That's
Love you all.
Love you guys.
Love you,
I
Pat.
hope your nap recharges you well.
Bye,
Love you,
Chad.
Ed.
Love you, Anna.
Everybody
Love and light,
See
everybody.
you guys in chat later. Bye bye. Hey, Bonnie, do you
Yes,
have Jack Sinclair's email?
John.
John Sinclair?
No, I thought
Oh,
I
I thought you said
did.
you did last night.
I had him mixed up with someone else.
Oh, okay.
I'm